Hello, welcome to another gut reaction to episode 5 of the Acolyte. With special effects included. I think I've previously called these, I put these under the banner of Chew the Fat, which is when we talk about stuff in detail.
We're chewing something.
Break it all down, but this really is more of a gut reaction because I've only seen it once.
Same.
I may only ever see it once. I may never watch it again. I probably will, but I might watch it all the way through. I think when we've got the whole deal, just to give it a fair crack. But episode 5 of the Acolyte. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Right.
How does it start off?
Well, okay. I mean. All right. Should we do an overall plot summary? At the end of the last episode, the Sith person had appeared.
Force pushed them.
They did their magic Force dust fart.
That's right.
That's a technical term. And they knocked everybody over. Osha's kind of waking up. She sees that there's fighting going on. It's supposed to be this spectacular lightsaber fight, but we can't really see most of it because it's shot behind trees. Various people get killed. Lots of no-name Jedi get killed that we haven't had any time to get to know because there was no real setup for them.
They're called the Red Shirt Jedi.
The Red Shirt Jedi, yes. That's a good name for them, actually. The Red Shirt Jedi. I like it. There is only one still for this episode on IMDb, but fortunately, Blue Collar is going to have some for us. Manny Jacinto here, or as some others have called him, Low Rent Ezra Miller. That's a bit unfair on him. Basically, 21 minutes of this is a fight scene.
Another fight scene.
Osha and her twin May kind of make up at one point, but then they don't really, which is kind of already got like really old. It feels like that's happened 5 times in the show already, although I think it's only once. Some characters get killed. One of them in quite spectacular fashion. Feel like we should have. I was surprised at one death. There were 2 things about this episode that surprised me. One of them was one death, which I was like, oh, I did not expect that to happen. And then not in this episode anyway. I thought that character was going to be around probably till the end and then maybe die. And then the reveal. So spoilers coming up for anyone who's really invested in this. We had the reveal of who the Sith Lord was, and I was wrong.
I was too.
Yeah, we're both going to put our hands up and say we were wrong. Both of us, I think, thought the Sith Lord was going to be a woman, and I kind of wish it had been. Actually, I think that would have been.
We both thought it would be one of the mothers.
Well, I also said I thought it might be a descendant or a connection to Darth Maul. We both thought it was going to be one of the mothers. That's right. No, it's the kind of thief sidekick character that we've been Quimir or Quim or whatever his name is that we've been stuck with, and he's some of the other things that he did, because his character was always very odd. Some of the other things that he did earlier in the show now do make sense, but they don't justify a lot of other things, especially not the writing. We had some spectacular dialogue in this. I mean, I hope, can you cue up that no moment? No. Better than the average dog. Yeah, that was fun. I feel like we should be getting. We hang on a second.
She was a child.
She was a child. Oh, that all of that got old so fast, man. Let me just.
Here he is.
I should do a post about this, shouldn't I? And tag the Acolyte. Hashtag the Acolyte in it. So.
You brought her here. It's your fault.
Yeah, I know. What's up with that? Okay, yeah.
We do get up to the infamous line where, what do I call you? He's like, well, some, they call me a Sith. Hey, I remember that. I know that name. I've heard that before.
I mean, I kind of, I thought he didn't need to be a Sith, really.
There you go.
I thought he could have been just a bad, he could just be a bad guy. I mean, I guess evil people that use lightsabers are automatically Sith, but I don't kind of buy that. The Sith is a religion of sorts, isn't it? It's a
I mean, yeah. Well, they're the opposite of Jedi, so.
yeah, and always two there are, and I guess he's looking for his other Sith half, his acolytes.
Well, as people said, this creates an issue because either he gets killed and the council never hear about it, or it's we're not really sure what happens because now using the term Sith, but according to the prequels, Episode 1, the Sith have been gone for 1,000 years. So,
which means that either everyone's going to die, and therefore this information doesn't reach them, or they've just fucked with lore again and they don't care. I have a feeling the second one will probably be.
Yeah, and as we said, we would assume that Palpatine wouldn't be alive at this point, but his master probably would be. So like Darth Plagueis the Wise, the one that he kills in the prequels. So it's not him. So I guess they're not going to go with that storyline.
Yeah. Well, we got three more. We got three more left, right?
Yes. And okay, so in 20-minute episodes, so we have to cram a whole lot of lore into a good 60 minutes.
Yeah, because it's 22 minutes of screen time, maybe if we're lucky. I mean, it's
10 minutes of credits.
10 minutes of credits. Yeah, I mean, it does feel like the show was maybe originally supposed to be weaker.
Yeah, right here. Like this was 34 minutes according. Yeah, that's 34 minutes, but then you take away the credits and the recap and the intro, and so at 34 you're getting 22. Maybe we'll be generous.
Yeah.
And then considering this episode was 20 minutes of fight scenes, so you get like 5 lines of dialogue this episode.
Oh, I mean, if you look on the IMDb credits for this episode, there's actually only there's only I think 6 people that get credited as being in it.
Yeah. And you get me, what's it, like 20 lines maybe? That's it. Yeah. It's just we find out it's May, you're evil. I'm evil. I'm a Sith, okay, and your darkness.
Well, that dialogue is, I mean, it's that's what's the problem really. We can't seem to find good dialogue in this show. I don't know what's up with it. This episode's called, the last episode was called Day, and this episode is called Night, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Is the next one going to be called Dawn?
That evening.
Is the one after that going to be called Sunset, or it's going to be called Hyperstellar Travel because the whole episode's going to be set during Lightspeed, or maybe it will just be called Lightspeed. I get that, I get they're trying to be clever there, metaphorical even, but
some great dialogue.
The whole thing about she plants that thing on his back. No, don't kill him, but I'm gonna plant this thing on his back, so potentially he can have a more painful death by being ripped to pieces by alien creatures.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Surely just let him kill him. That to me was utter bollocks. Utter bollocks.
Yeah, I'm sure a guy who just wiped out 6 Jedi who's pretty powerful, he's going to die to a bunch of massive grasshoppers. Yeah.
Well, I mean, regardless, it's just like there's the reasoning behind it isn't sound. She does it knowing that they might kill him, right?
Yeah.
That's why she does it, right? So, if she does it knowing they might kill him, well, that's the idea. Why not let him die a more honourable death, which is actually more fitting with her character?
Yeah, I mean, I was watching, obviously he's very powerful, but Soul still has the advantage. Soul is the only person that could take him in a fight. But yeah, she just panics and just puts the flashlight on his back so the big insects can carry him away.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. Pretty lame.
Yeah. Which right there, like we know it too. He's not going to die off screen. Big shocker, right?
No, I mean, yeah, he's not going to. He's definitely not going to die off screen. I was okay. There were a couple of good things that happened in this episode.
Yeah.
Some of them probably not intentional. Let's talk about those. One was the number of deaths. So
Yeah.
a lot of people die. Most of them people we don't really care about because we haven't had time to get to know a lot of these people.
And some we don't even know.
Did you find that no bit?
I'm trying to find it. Let me take it off screen so I don't get you nailed. All right.
I hope the 3 people watching are not you, me, Keith. Although obviously I love Keith watching. Hi Keith, good to see you, mate. I saw you on the Jose Zuniga stream. How good was that stream? It was great, wasn't it? I was hoping we were going to get higher numbers watching. We peaked at I think like 17 or 20 at one point views, live views, but I thought we were going to get more. Just these are great guests, man. He's an amazing guest. Just with what a resume. The time just flew like that. I didn't even have time to ask him half the questions I wanted to, or about half the shows I wanted to get into. But yeah, he's very much still a jobbing actor. So
yeah,
hopefully,
Soul does say civilian to the ship. That was a great line.
Oh, well, yeah, and then, but no, we've got to go back. No, I've got to take you to the ship. Cuts back to them later. We've got to go back. Okay. I mean, that dude that got his. Okay, well, let's talk about the good things because that won't take long.
Yeah, I'll pull up that scene.
Some bits of the lightsaber fight were pretty cool.
Yeah, the choreography definitely good. I
like the spinning lightsaber, the 3 trees falling. That was quite dramatic. That was pretty cool. The environment where it was set was bollocks, but let's focus on the good things. Yeah, some of the choreography was good. The things that surprised me that happened were the death of the Padawan character.
Yes.
Let's get her picture up here. I'll just find her somewhere. There she is.
Yeah.
Not only did she die, it was like somebody said, look, on that last show, they fucked up. Somebody got a lightsaber through them and they survived. We're going to put 3 lightsabers through her just to prove a point that she is dead. It really felt like someone had said that. Right, we're going to put 3 lightsabers through her. No chance of her surviving. And you do sort of one comes out here, one's here, one's here. Didn't know that lightsabers could bounce off helmets and you could get like magical helmet deflecting devices, but that's fine. Magic items happen in.
Yeah,
she was one of the better characters. Hey, Fandad, do you want to come on, man? Let me know if you want to come
apparently
on.
His armor is part of like the legend storyline, and in certain books it's canon. So yeah, his armor can actually disable lightsaber, make it fizzle out, what they were doing. So I
didn't mind that as a plot device. I kind of thought that was kind of cool. You know, like every bad guy has to have a special ability.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, plus like the Mandalorians, usually the Mandalorian armor means they're very resistant to lightsabers because you have to give them some way of fighting the Jedi. So giving them some kind of a way, you can't make lightsabers like the end all be all. So it does make an interesting plot device.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled up the scene right there where he triple stabs her. But I mean, visually, I'm like, whoa, didn't see that coming. So that was interesting. Okay, cool. It was something. It's like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So her death was cool.
That's what the
Fandad Menace is coming on. Have you got a way of sending him the link? Because I'm not sure I'm connected to him. It's one of Luke's buddies, isn't he?
Yeah,
he must be on. Dude, just send me a link for your Twitter or something, or where I can find you, and I'll send you.
Yeah. So he's holding one saber like this, one saber like this. That's where it's like flash, like just goes right there. So triple stabs her, but I mean, so visually that's cool. Like 1, 2, 3. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, there were some. Yeah. You know, these are the good things. Messenger where, man? Which messenger?
Facebook.
Facebook, but is his name under Fandad Menace on Facebook?
Oh god,
let me see.
Rounds into it.
Just you don't have to put the actual link in live chat. I can always delete it. Don't forget, mate. Hang on, I'm typing in Phantom Menace Dad. That's not right, is it? Hang on.
Yeah, offended. Our friend Northern English, he always contacts you. I don't. So this is new to me too.
Hey, mate, I can't find you. I've just put you into. I've just put you into the search bar, but what's come up is the Critical Drinker.
Yeah.
Critical Drinker was conceived the night that Empire Strikes Back was released. That's quite funny, isn't it?
Man, I probably was too. Trying to find this poor kid. When the other dude gets killed, he snaps his neck, which I'm like, okay, again, didn't see that coming. I was shocked. Like, that's the way you kill somebody. All right. I mean, I assumed he would have died from a lightsaber wound, but no, he freaking breaks his neck.
We resolved the issue of how to get comms with this guy. Oh, hang on, Paul. Okay, mate. Yeah, cool. All right, sorry. Someone called Ermintrude has just dropped me a message. So I think I can. I think through Ermintrude, who's his PA, I think I can get him on here. DJ Plain Ice, how's it going? Are you a DJ and do you play nice? That's what I want to know. Just whack that on there. There we go. Cool. Actually, I'll add this guy to my. Oh, we're friends already. Okay, of course we are.
Yeah, on that part right there. Yeah, when they when he threw lightsaber, the trees falling was pretty cool. It's like
yeah. No, I liked that. I like that. Okay, he's got the link now, so he should be on in a minute. Yeah, I liked that sequence was cool. I mean, obviously, just lie down, but also the whole thing of her turning the torch on, which she knows A, attracts aliens, and B, means Sith Lord Minos can see her. It all kind of seemed a bit nonsensical, didn't it? Okay, what else was good?
Well, yeah, just the way he was killing them, where he grabs he impales the one Jedi and then force pushes the second one right through lightsaber. I was like, oh shit, man, that's the way he was killing them.
Hey, Fandad, we got echo on your.
Yeah, big time.
We can hear ourselves.
Yeah.
Got to mute. You got to mute your YouTube screen.
Yeah. How's that? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good. You sound like you're out of breath. Don't have a heart attack or anything.
I feel like I've got a summer cold. So
pace yourself.
Yeah, look at you, Lance. The caption Jedi 2. They didn't give the person a name.
Jedi 2, bro.
Some Jedi press ups before.
I mean, we've been prior to you coming on. We've been talking about some of the positives of this episode, which is a relatively short conversation, but I think it's unfair to say that there are none.
Well, I said right there. So he nails her, and you just see right there. Force pulls him. Look at that.
Let's just. Oh yeah, that force pulls him. Oh my god, yeah. Wow,
that was sick.
Kind of cool. That's kind of cool. You know what? I didn't even notice that. Do you know why? Because it's very dark and there's lots of fucking trees in the way, and I have only watched it the once. That's actually quite a cool move. Would have much rather seen it properly. So
I agree.
But choreography is good, number one. So that gives it a point. In fact, I'll give it 2 points for that because that's most of the episode.
Oh, right? Technically, they didn't show it. Technically speaking, when he spun around, he would have decapitated her too, or both of them, but they didn't show because the trees are blocking it. But you assume right there because he spins and cuts him right in the head. So, but they won't show heads on Disney Plus. Yeah,
fair enough. I would have rather seen the decapitation, but okay.
Yeah.
Then, so 2 points for the fight choreography. I'll give it another point for the twist because I didn't see that guy as a Sith Lord. That did surprise me. And I'll give it another point because they killed that annoying, bland Jedi character when his neck broke. When that neck got snapped, I was like, yeah, cool. Okay, he's gone. Cool. So I'll give this episode 4 out of 10. It gets 3 knocked off for absolutely atrocious writing.
Like right there, like has his arm, like he knocks away the one saber, but the way he just headbutts a saber, I'm like, you know what? I'll give it that because it's something I didn't see coming.
Some people have commented about that and they don't like it. I know Drinker mentioned it in his review. I don't mind the bad guy having a cool device.
See, that shot right there, yeah, like I see the saber melt, like basically melts right on his helmet and just goes down. I'm like, that's it. That's at least visually, that's a good shot.
Could that not have been Beskar armor that his helmet was made out of?
Apparently, this is
some excuse.
Yeah.
I guess the Beskar is Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
This is a different armor, so this is he wouldn't be using Beskar. This is something older because Beskar doesn't disable lightsabers. This metal disables lightsabers, which is the point.
Yeah, so I mean, this fight's kind of cool. There's some cool devices. There's some cool stunts. There's some cool deaths.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, I'll give it another point because I didn't see the death of the Padawan coming. I thought she was going to somehow survive. Her and Osha were going to run off on their sort of big. They're probably going to get the boob ship from Battle Beyond the Stars, escape on the boob ship. But yeah, I'll give them another point for that. So this episode has scored highest for me, 5 out of 10 so far. For those. Dan Candy was asking if he missed the whole review. You haven't actually. We haven't been on very long, mate, because I had an interview tonight on the channel, so this wasn't at the normal time. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do it. I was like, oh, do I have to?
Also, it's for the Acolyte. It's been a pretty good reviewed show for the Acolyte. Not say it's a great show, but it's been getting the best reviews thus far for this season.
Oh, I mean, I've seen on Twitter like all the diehard Acolyte fans that love the whole show going, yeah, this is sick, this blew me away. And I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, again, as a show for kids, this would be a pretty big episode for them. But you're getting lots of requests for your Uber right now. But I don't know. Fan Dad, what did you think of it?
I've literally just watched it.
Well, I've only seen it once, so you're in good company.
I found it quite forgettable. I was quite bored. I kept picking my phone up actually at points because I don't care about any of the characters apart from the girl that had like the orange stripes on her eyes.
Yeah,
was she the Padawan?
Yeah, and she got killed. And
there was a stupid line when was it Yorg and Osha are running back to the ship, and he says, "Oh, she's a Jedi. She'll be fine." But like,
to be fine.
She's not. She's a trainee, and she's a child.
That's what I thought. But he said, Osha said, "Let's go back. Let's help whatever she was called." And Yorg said, "No, she's a Jedi. She'll be fine. She can handle herself," or something like that. But I thought
it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Can we find the no moment? Do you know where that is?
I keep looking at it. It's bugging me now.
It's when
I know it's there.
It's when Osha tries to. It's just after the tree.
Okay.
The calculation sequence. Right after that, and she's got a line of dialogue to him. I can't remember what the line was. It's not like, "Who are you?" Something like that. "Who are you? Why don't you reveal yourself? Take off your mask." Something like that. And he's like, "No." And I was like, what's that? No bad guy says that. It's just like, it's so naff. And I just thought it would be more effective if he said nothing.
Yeah.
Just kind of, or did, whatever. No presents for you. Kind of thing. It just sort of, I don't know. It really irked me.
Like he says to Soul, he's like, "You don't remember me?" And I said something familiar. Okay.
Yeah, that's crap as well. That's this whole thing of them switching bodies at the end, which, by the way, I completely missed that. I completely missed that had happened.
Yeah, because you just see Master Soul, and he's like, you don't remember me? Okay, I said something familiar.
Yeah, that's terrible line. But when she does the switch and goes with Soul, Soul's like a Jedi master, he's going to notice straight away. I sense a disturbance in the force, i.e., someone with evil intent is now in my fucking company.
I
Yeah,
thought that was
That's gonna
Yeah.
if the next episode doesn't start with that, or him revealing he knew and he just decided he'd go along with it to maybe try and convert her to the good side. Fair enough. I can see him doing that.
plus she gave herself a haircut with a lightsaber.
Oh god.
Yeah,
If you look, I mean,
burnt ends, bit of a
burnt
giveaway.
ends and just
And by the way, do you know
horrible
how much that smells? If you burn hair,
Burn hair, yeah.
especially African hair, like that, and you just literally burnt it with something that would cut through it, it would stink. Because you'd have all the ends would be like, it would pong. It would pong.
Like when you put the gas hob on and you set fire to your hands. I've done
Yeah.
that many times.
Yeah, man. Interested to know what people in the chat thought of this episode. Did it save the show for you? Did you think it was good? 21 minutes of fighting. There's probably about 20 lines in the whole episode, maybe.
Choreography was I thought it was pretty all right.
No. We were saying before you came on, the fight scene was good on the whole, apart from the fact that you couldn't see half of it.
Just the dialogue lets it down every time.
Dialogue is just...
And there's no character development, which, like I said before, I just didn't care about any of the characters apart from the girl with the orange stripes on her face that got killed. I was quite disappointed at that, actually.
I think this whole show should have had 3 storylines which should have converged. Let's say there's 8 episodes. Those storylines should have converged in episode 4. And then you do let's say 3 scenes per storyline per episode. So 9 scenes in each episode. So that's 27 scenes for episodes 1 through to 3, right? And the 3 narratives are: you have a Jedi team who are looking for 2 sisters because Yoda or one of the old Jedi counselors prophesied that they will bring a great disturbance to the universe, if not brought together or something. So they have a vision, something like that, right? Because there are always prophecies in Star Wars. There's always been prophecies. So there's a prophecy about these twins.
Yeah.
So you've got this team of Jedi, including maybe a fat one in training or whatever, who's got to lose some weight. But that's all the people that were in that scene that we just see get killed, and they're kind of like your commando unit, your Marines.
Yeah.
In Aliens, and we have Sol, and then you have a narrative with Osha, who is having nightmares about her past, and all of the stuff we see in her past are nightmares, flashback scene, right? And then sometimes when she's dreaming and somebody wakes up, it's her twin who wakes up. So we know they're both connected by these dreams. They're both having the same dreams. And we have the evil twin. We have May in her timeline, and she's making a living as a sort of like a rogue assassin, and being taught by someone. Just, she has a mentor to teach her to be an assassin. She's not being taught as a Sith or an evil Jedi yet, because she doesn't know, because that's how people get lured into doing evil doings. And if you had those 3 narratives, these guys searching for them, one not wanting to be found, doing a regular job, the other one going around killing people and maybe killing some Jedi off. And then they all come together in episode 4. They don't meet till episode 4. That would have been great. And you would have had some time to get to know all the Jedi in that team, so that when they all get killed in episode 5, you're going to feel it, because you've just spent, however many scenes it is, 9 scenes with these characters. They might have only had a couple of lines each, but we would have got a sense of who they were and a bit about them. So you would have felt it when those characters had got killed. You would have been invested in both girls. And you know what? I'll tell you another bad decision they made. Right, if people are brought up in different environments, like let's say Fandad moves to London and lives there for 50 years when he's 10, he's not going to have the accent he's got now. Yeah, it's going to be different. So what you could have also done is you could have had them living in very different cultures, and the actress should have had to put on a different voice. I find the fact that they sound exactly the same, like literally exactly the same.
They look the same as well. They've got the same hairstyle even.
Yeah, it just doesn't work when they've lived
Crazy.
on different planets for a long time. If she'd done a different accent for one sister and the look was more radical, shaved head maybe or something, and just a much more radically different look, I think that would have been good. And it would have been good to have been conflicted. You wouldn't have known which one was the evil one necessarily. You could have played on that a bit as well. Do you know what I mean? It could have been set up that this girl thinks that the mission she's doing is righteous, which she kind of does, but there is no justification for it really, other than some bad dialogue. But I think if they'd done that, if I did a video about how to save the Acolyte, that would be my solution. Keep the 3 storylines separate until episode 4. Have loads of build up, get loads of time to get to know the characters, see the differences between the characters and the people, get to know all the Jedi commando team. Finally, they meet this bad guy on this planet, and fuck, loads of them were just killed like that. Everybody would have been talking about that. That would have been like the ending of Blake 7. You know. Amateur analyst is here. Yeah, good to see you, sir. Let me know if you want to pop on, man. You'd be welcome to come on if you want to come on. And I think we're connected on Twitter, so I can send you the link.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Has anybody come up? Sorry, Lance.
No,
anybody,
no.
Anybody come up with a theory or explanation how every single person on the planet, I think it was the first episode when all the bricks caught fire.
No.
And then there was just piles and piles of dead bodies. But
I still think what's going to happen is in one of the other episodes we're going to go back to those events and we're going to see a slightly different take on what happened. And it might be that this Sith person might be actually responsible somehow or did something. If we don't go back to that timeline at all, then that whole storyline is total bollocks. It might as well not have even happened.
Yeah. There you go. Answers best part of your episode.
And let you read my thoughts. No.
Yeah, I thought that was bollocks. Yeah, it was a bit like naughty.
No.
I would just said I don't think so, or just no, or just say nothing would have been better. But then we're going to see him very soon. It's not like this is held over for another episode. I actually think that revealing who he was in this episode was a mistake.
I mean,
they should have faked his death. Beginning of the episode, pretended he got eaten by those creatures, and that we still didn't know who he was. We're still trying to get. Thank you, Keith. We're still trying to get 1,500 subscribers for my. I don't know if we're going to make 5K.
You know what, Smilex, that would have been a better episode if this guy was that little otter creature.
Oh, I can't believe that thing's still alive. Oh, no worries, man. I was just about to drop your link. It's the dude in the yeah.
That would be great. Like, man, I'll tell you, I'll be like, we didn't see that coming.
The twist was good. I thought the twist was good. He was the only person none of us said, I bet it's him. Because he kept saying he's a nothing character. What's he doing in there? And actually, when you think about it, if you watch a murder mystery Miss Marple film, it's always the least likely person to have committed the murder is usually the murderer. So he was kind of like in front of us, really. That was clever. That's clever.
I'm not saying guys are really bulky, but the way he's very, I would say sinewy. Sinew, yes. So that's why with him wearing the cape and outfit, we assumed it's a female because it's very slim. So that's what we thought it was one of their moms for, because like you used to seeing a guy with a certain size. This guy is so tight. You're like, okay, I first thought it was a female, but the way he was
this episode is better than all of the other 4 put together.
Yeah.
Because there are things about it that I can say are good, but
now she did
is it too little, too late?
She did force push her, Lance, but I'm just saying, okay, she knocked out her sister Osha, but like, it's, I mean, she dropped her like all of like, look, that's not really a big fall.
No.
Like, look, oh, I fell back about 4 inches.
And look, it's plastic cloth rocks.
Really? Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh my god.
From the planet Fabric.
I mean, look at the size of that distance, man. My god, how could anyone recover from that?
The whole thing between these two characters is just not working for me. If you're going to have one of them be evil and one of them be good, and that's the dichotomy, then keep it that way. They've already both changed their minds a couple of times. It's just so it weakens their motivation, their intention. It weakens their narrative. It's just really quite shit.
Yeah, she went from absolutely wanting to kill everybody for the past 16 years to, do you know what? I think I might just hand myself in.
Yeah,
quite like everyone.
I mean, I guess
maybe she said that. See, I think her.
Can hear Lance.
I like that
blue collar barber.
I think her reason for wanting to hand herself in, if there's some more clever writing to come, and I'm not presupposing I might be correct about that, but
like this
might
scene,
be that she deliberately wants to get back to Cross on and get to the Jedi Council and then kill them. Maybe
it's this is the most powerful weapon in the known universe. And lightsaber, it's been a staple of like pop culture for 45 years, and I never thought in my lifetime I was going to see this right here. It's sure, why not?
It's so liberating, isn't
it? Man, and like Lance said, everyone's like, what's that smell? It smells like burnt hair. Like, all right. Next, I want to see just a lightsaber. Some guy shaving himself. Just get that really close shave. Like
maybe she'll do her armpits in the next episode.
Sounds like, oh my god, man, this is great. That look too, just defiance. Well, like you said, Lance, when she goes sees Saul, I'm like, okay, I get it's her twin, but like you're a Jedi Master, there should be some sense of you can't, like, I sense a darkness in you or something different within you, but they're completely two different personalities. Their aura, their chi, the Force should, like, I was assuming notice that, yeah, you're not Osha, you're May, but yeah.
Unless she had like super Sith powers, he's gonna know straight away. I mean, Palpatine was probably the only one who could disguise himself and keep the fact that he was Sith hidden from like a plethora of Jedi. Yeah. I don't know if she's going to be able to do the same. She's not that well trained, I don't think.
No.
She can fight. She can do the sort of the martial arts stuff and a little bit of force push, force pull, but I wouldn't imagine that she's up there with sort of hiding the fact that she's not Osha.
Yeah. Then on top of two, he wanted to kill May, but then does he realize that this isn't May, this is Osha?
Mm-hmm.
But he did say he does tell Soul that she went back in her deal. He was actively trying to kill May, but they stopped him. Becky said the little Padawan, she and Soul stopped him. He tried to kill her about 3 or 4 different times.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, I mean, it's right here. In theory, he should be killing her right now while she sleeps. Sure. Okay.
Well, yeah. What else can we say about this? I mean, the acting, I quite like the lead girl in other things I've seen her in, but actually in this, I think she's quite weak.
I know it's not a big deal, but I do like the fact that Saul, for whatever it is, they don't. The Jedi's have different stances. Like the way Saul is holding his lightsaber, like almost like a samurai, but like this. He doesn't like. They doesn't. His stances aren't the same thing as Qui-Gon or Obi-Wan or Darth Maul. But everyone does have different stances. Which it's like, remember Christopher Lee playing Dooku? He was a fencer, which I thought that was pretty cool. And Soul's his stancing, his lightsaber fights are very unique to Soul. It's not a big thing, but I do appreciate the fact that not everybody's fighting the same. Everyone's.
I think even though English is not his first language, him and his Padawan were the two strongest actors in the show. The Padawan's gone now.
Like that right there. The way he's holding the saber, that's cool.
Yeah, and he's acting his socks off there. Look.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's good.
Arguably out of the 5 episodes, he's the best part of the show.
Yeah. I like that. Was that girl that got killed, was that his Padawan?
Yeah.
Yes. I thought her acting was really good.
She was good. She's Daphne Keane.
Yeah.
British Spanish actress. She was in Logan, his dark.
I didn't recognize her with the makeup.
She's the daughter of Will Keane. I didn't know that.
I didn't recognize her with the makeup. I know that was Daphne Keane. Yeah, because that's X-23. Shit.
Yeah, so she's the daughter of Will Keane, the British actor Will Keane.
Supposedly she's going to be in Deadpool 3. So.
Right. She's only got 5 credits, but she did 23 episodes of his Dark Materials as Lyra Silvertongue. I haven't seen past the first season of that.
Yeah,
and for the first. And she was also in. Oh yeah. It's a lockdown project that some people I know are involved in. Everybody was doing one of those. She did one with Toby Jones. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the tattoo thing on the forehead. There's a lot of bollocks in this, though. Yeah, the fighting's cool. It's bollocks that Saul doesn't kill this evil Sith Lord who's behind everything when he gets the chance. Yeah. On the say-so of one of the girls who is causing problems, and who's caused him problems, whether it's the evil one or the other one, doesn't really matter. I personally, and then instead, she suggests the more honorable death by creatures pulling one apart.
Yeah.
That's a bollocks. It's just like, yes, we're not going to kill him with a Jedi saber. What I'm going to do is put a light on his back and he's going to be carried off by creatures to be eaten.
Oh. This part here, when she was wielding green sabers, to her credit, I mean, I'm not sure if it was her, the stunt choreographer, but that was good fight scene right here. I mean, just.
Oh, yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
It's her, but she was holding her own. I mean, said it was just like dual wielding, going back and forth. Like, all right, cool, but
it was. Yeah, the fighting's good, and 21 minutes of the episode is fighting, but the fighting would be better if the stakes had been set up really nicely. Was the whole thing about the Jedi arresting her and reading her rights?
That's what she was doing. Yeah, well, because
it's not an episode of Law and Order,
as May's trying to kill her.
Let me just read out the 27 Commandments of the Jedi Arrest Chapter manual. That was all a bit bollocks as well. Yes, I mean, one of the characters that was actually quite good, the Padawan character, is dead. We have so the total number of Jedi, including the Padawan in the Jedi Commando team, was 8. So 8 of them couldn't take out this guy.
That's spinning there too. I thought she was just going back and forth, just spinning around
but she did pretty well.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, I was, she would have been. I'm shocked he killed her. I mean, I thought this character would have more development.
Yeah, I thought this character was going to go all the way through the through the show, but Van Dad, do you want to say anything else about it?
Well, I wouldn't have
or
minded if she had lasted a bit longer, even if she was, the strong, independent woman that ended up taking him down at the end. I would have still been happy with that, but killing her off halfway through, I think, was a bit of a mistake. Has anyone mentioned the Kiadi Mundi debacle yet?
What's that? The what now?
There's the Conehead guy who apparently wasn't even alive during this period.
Oh yeah, no, we covered that last week.
Yeah,
we covered that.
What were your quick thoughts? What were your thoughts?
Well, it was actually on the scrolling panel. What nonsense is this? This is a multi-million-pound IP, and what you do is, I'll give a good example. So if you go and write an episode for EastEnders, or you join the writing team of EastEnders, which is Britain's most popular soap. So for the equivalent of anyone watching, it's like, Falcon Crest or Dallas or whatever. There'll be people who will be attached to the writing team who will give you a Bible to read that will tell you everything you need to know about the characters that are in the show now. What was their first episode, who they've slept with, had relationships with, who are their kids, who are their relations on the show, which shop they robbed in Albert Square, which character they might have murdered and buried under the patio. All of that shit will be in like this Bible that you'll have to read before you become part of that writing team.
Yeah.
Then you also have people whose job it is to correct that you don't fuck with anything in the Bible.
Yeah, you don't deviate at all.
This is a really obvious thing. If you've got an established character, okay, let's just check to see when this character would have been around. And if that sort of stuff is discussed in a proper writing team environment, someone will stand up and say, well, yeah, let's put that character in. But I think what we should do is we should set the show 50 years before the events of blah blah, or 200 years, whichever works. Or shall we just not have that character in, and let's have a load of other different Jedi around? Or we can have a Conehead person in, and we can say that it's the father of Andy so and so, and we'll have a little line of dialogue where it says, "Oh, yeah, I see your son is at the academy," and we'll have a little Conehead in the scene with the little baby Jedi training or whatever. There's lots of ways that could have actually been quite fun, but they just went, "Oh yeah, we'll have him in it. Fuck it,"
Do it for the fans, not realizing that the fans obviously know more than the people writing the show.
They don't have anyone that works on the show on the right. She said that she deliberately employed writers who knew nothing about Star Wars. Well, I mean, first of all, that mission accomplished. That definitely shows.
Yeah.
I get the philosophy behind that. At the end of the day, you don't need to know about Star Wars to write a good script.
No.
And a lot of people employ writers because of their ability to write good dialogue, good narrative, and then someone else's job will be to come along and check that class of that ship doesn't exist in that time, and the Millennium Falcon wasn't in this particular universe at that time. It was doing the cake run in 20 parsecs or whatever. So, someone else's job will be to come and do that. But it's, Dan Candy's got an opinion. He says he finds the Conehead outrage to be disingenuous nonsense. Star Wars has been retconning since Empire. I say this as someone who doesn't even care about Star Wars. I think, do you know what? I think if the show was great and the writing wasn't shit and the dialogue was good, no one would give a fuck about that.
Yeah, probably not.
To be honest.
Did you know they actually the retconned his age on Wikipedia as the show was being aired?
Yeah. I mean, somebody literally ran onto a web page and edited it. I find that hilarious.
Yeah, that's quite.
Yeah, that was that whole Star Wars theory guy, the YouTuber. And he was showing it live as they were doing it live.
Oh, did he stream them changing?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
That was what pissed so many people off from Disney's. And it's like, so Star Wars theory was checking the Wikipedia, and it was active, and then they were changing it as he was checking it. It's like, Jesus, you guys only had 45 years of continuity to.
Yeah, I like Star Wars theory.
But that was funny. It's like
Right.
they weren't changing it until fans became aware of it. It's like so fans were checking your own show that your writers didn't check, and you've had this is episode 4, all the pre-production and post-production, and this is episode 4. You've had so much time to fact check this shit, and now you're doing your official website after people are noticing it. Like, that's bad.
Yeah, it's not good at all. It's I mean, it's very poor. It's very forgettable, and it shouldn't be really because it's Star Wars. There's no excuse.
I don't even think we get proper facial shots of some of these characters in this kind of, elite unit or whatever. And as like Jedi are being murdered, powerful Jedi, you would assume that this is like the creme de la creme of Jedi. Okay, someone's hunting and killing powerful Jedi. Mr. Wookiee's on the list. We're sending a Jedi team. Better make sure it's our best fucking team. Yoda would actually be alive during this time period, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's episode 1, Lance. We said it. We have 3 more to go. I mean, with Disney, I wouldn't see why they wouldn't put him in there for a cheap cameo.
Wow. Shit, it is.
Well, I pulled up the scene where he poor Yord gets his neck snapped, which is okay.
Well,
so
yeah. Let's have a look at that. So
so Yord, so you see the lightsaber.
No, he said.
I mean, because with the power of the Force, he can just like.
I think now I might be wrong. Is that not the first like neck snapping?
Yes, it is. We've never seen a neck snap in Star Wars, so I mean, points to that. No one saw that coming.
I wouldn't give him a point for that. I kind of prefer my science fiction murders to be more sci-fi.
There's a lot of headbutts as well, so I'll give it a point for that.
I never thought in my life I would see a Star Wars film where a Sith Jason guy snapped a Jedi's neck. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Dan, I agree with you. Those are far more annoying retcon storylines. As I said, I don't think that would really bother us if everything else about the show was good. I'm not sure they're elite as they're hiding this from the Jedi High Council. Right, yeah, okay, so no. But probably they shouldn't hide it from the Jedi High Council because the whole thing's just a bit naff, isn't it?
Well, not to mention, remember episode 1 where May kills Jedi Master Carrie-Anne Moss, which, okay, if she's a Jedi Master, she has older experience. Carrie-Anne Moss is in her 50s now, but May, who has been training for like 9 years, maybe at best 10 years, just kills her. I mean, whether she distracted or not, this is Jedi Master. That rank of Master isn't just handed out to anybody.
I'm bored already. Should we talk about the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders again? Just
Boobs.
Well, so I finished watching that documentary, except for the last. Yeah, there she is.
Okay.
I finished watching that documentary except for the last 5 minutes last night. Right, Blue, you got to come back on for this. I got to tell you this story. Come back on camera. Where are you going?
I'm listening. Look at this.
Yeah, I can see her. She's lovely. Thank you. Anyway, yeah, I wrote to one of the girls in it via her Insta, and I just a very nice, polite message, and just said, actually was really quite impressed by that documentary. You guys are you train harder than a national ballet squad. It was proper intense. It really opened my eyes.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. And this was to the lady that I wrote to, was not to one of the girls. I was kind of going, oh, she's pretty, and all that. They're all pretty, don't get me wrong, but just someone who kind of bared her soul a bit on the show, and I felt she made herself quite vulnerable. So I just wanted to send her a nice message and kind of send her a bit of a hug, really. And she wrote back to me.
Nice.
She wrote back to me today. I woke up this morning and I had a message from her, and it said, I'll read it out to you. It said, and I sent her a load of blurb about the channel as well. She said, "Thank you, Lance. Big heart. I love your message, and I plan to keep it. I'm doing much better. There's so much love and support coming in. My heart is full. Giant hug to you."
Nice.
And,
That's nice.
yeah, there you go. Small acts of kindness cost nothing,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Small acts of kindness cost nothing, and I actually wanted to yeah. So I wanted to share a bit of love. Thought that would be nice. Daryl's in the house. We've moved on from Acolyte now. We're talking Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's Camille. Very pretty. So what's this bit? Is she buried somebody there? No.
That's the part where like he remember the giant whatever cockroaches don't kill him. And he floats down magic with the force. Look at this. They're all dead midair. Yay.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I even missed that happening. I just suddenly saw that he was alive. I think I was kind of looking down at stuff. Right. Okay, I missed that. I'm glad you showed me that because I missed that. And that's like the pip thing, isn't it? Is that like the pip device?
Yeah. Well, that's what she put on. Well, before she kills her little droid, she's like, "I'm sorry, I love you." She said, "I love you." And she puts a flash on his back.
Telling a torch that she loves him.
Yeah, torch droid.
Like,
well,
she just kissed him.
Oh,
sorry, buddy. Slap him on the back.
I am Torch Pip, and I am frequent in 7 languages.
But also the little squirrel guy, the otter guy, picks it up though, so he'll be back.
Yeah. So
whatever he is, a gerbil. Say, because apparently
giant guinea pig.
He let him. There he is. Yay, Basil. That's a toy for kids. That's a toy for kids. The 4 kids watching the show.
Yeah, but that's just a toy, isn't it? So this thing doesn't even need to be in here. Why is this thing here? It's like a bloodhound, right? It's kind of like a bloodhound.
Follow your nose. It's like the power of the otter.
It's like if you lose your torch, he's the guy for the job. Send him in, no matter what.
Now, it would have been cool if like he would have threw his lightsaber and just impaled this thing or cut this thing in half. I'm like, okay, that would have been a 10 out of 10. Like, okay, dude, you're a badass, man. Like
that would have been so good.
Could have had a really good scene where he literally sliced this thing right down the middle and it just fell off. Like that would have been great.
I'm like, all right, man. Like, Disney checking this
mega rodent.
His 2 halves could have parted and had the bad guy just stood in the middle there.
He says Jedi gerbil, or the gerbil could have like picked up a lightsaber and done like
that would be on Twitter.
That was really like shit hot with it. That would have been funny.
I was cemented him as a real Sith. Oh my god, he's killing innocent animals, you bastard.
So what's the prediction? See, I'm yawning already. What's the prediction for what's going to happen now? What do you reckon?
All right, well said. So May's with Saul, and now Osha's with evil dude. Forgot his name already. I don't care. I don't know. I mean, obviously the bad guy's gonna die. I don't even know, because like I said, we still have to see a scene because what happened back at their temple. Obviously, May or Osha didn't kill all them people, but then remember, the one dude, the balding guy, drank the poison to kill himself. So what guilt? If this guy's a Sith and was killing everybody, then yeah, who wiped out their family? I don't know. That flashback still has to be told again to understand what happened because we don't know.
Yeah, I know. I think that there's there has to be a flashback where we see more. We see who killed the lesbian space witches, etc.
I think we'll definitely see another flashback, probably a different perspective to the one we got in the first couple of episodes.
But in terms of predictions, Lance, I don't even know what's going to happen anymore. I mean, I'm not sure they know what's going to happen.
But what is May's goal now? What is her motivation now? Apparently, she's sort of flipped, and now she's good, or is she still evil?
Well,
she could have stabbed what's his face in the back on the way back to the ship.
Well, I think for some reason she's trying to get back to Coruscant with him because she was trying to kill Becky, the one that died, the battle one. She was trying to actually kill her, but she handcuffed her.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the point? And he does tell Soul, he's like, I want a pupil. That's the point of May. Now May doesn't want to be his pupil. So who's going to be his pupil? I don't know.
I'm so gripped by these many possibilities that Acolyte has to offer that I feel I must interrupt this stream and show you this fantastic clip on Instagram that I've just seen of this girl thinking that this guy in white is an angel. Oh, with music, never mind. But she thinks he's an angel, and then she like, oh, so sweet though. I mean, hopefully he's like not, actually a creepy criminal, but she gives him a lollipop, which is like, I think he's probably on his way to a gay club or something like that. But that is sweet, man.
Well,
that's given me more emotional contact than the entire series of The Acolyte so far. I got more emotional feels from that quick scene on Instagram. And this is $25 million an episode.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Which
it's really hot in the UK. Is it hot up where you are, Fandad?
Sweating cobs, yeah.
It
is
absolutely roasting here, man.
Yeah.
This skirt is like stuck to me.
And plus, well, Lance, this all those fight scenes were, I'm assuming, a soundstage, like in the same dark soundstage.
This is a soundstage with a lot of blue screen.
The only CGI would have been for the little gerbil guy, but like, okay, that's basically just choreography with lightsaber sticks, which is not a high budget. So that's the. But yet again, we'll say 25 million. Where did it go? It doesn't cost so much to do a 20-minute fight scene with glow sticks.
Yeah, well, we covered the budget, didn't we?
Yeah,
a fair bit of the budget.
And it's not going to the actors because this, Lance. How many actors get number one dialogue, active lines? Because you're paid by active lines, to my knowledge, correct? Like, isn't it they pay you by a line?
No, they don't. No, they don't get paid by line.
But what isn't it? But don't you get paid more if you have no lines? Isn't there a certain rate?
If you're a minor, like those Jedi,
all
got killed who didn't have any dialogue. If some of them had dialogue, they would have had to have upped their rate.
Exactly.
They would have basically been on a basic featured extra pay rate. Now they may have had dialogue and it may have been cut. But I swear, that you literally get mined data your data gets mined in real time, because I'm just gonna show you my Instagram again. This is Star Wars related this time. No strange men with beards. This is Carrie Ann Moss at her flat. I'm guessing this is stuff she did to train for the episode or something like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing this at home. Yeah, so like practicing different moves and stuff. Or I mean, who knows? It could be for a different role, but I suspect it was probably for this. I like Carrie Ann Moss. She seems really cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, she had a good fight scene for what she was given. I mean, her movements were pretty good in episode 1.
That whole opening sequence actually gave me a bit. I thought, maybe this might be quite good, And then somebody opened their mouth, and it was like,
a small detail that you guys care, but when you go back to the ship with Soul and May, the little otter dude, he sniffs her. He notices that her scent is different.
Oh, so hang on. Dan Candy's just paid for a super chat. R.I.P. Spencer Milligan. Land of the Lost was a big part of my childhood. Land of the Lost. Did I used to watch that? I'm sorry to hear that. They just passed away. Is that something that's just happened? We'll have to see.
Yeah, so I guess that was the budget with little gerbil guy, because he sniffs O'Shea. He sniffs the droid piece. He looks at May, sniffs her. And he's got this puzzled look, so he notices that. Sorry, what was that? But yeah.
Yeah, what extraordinary beings we are. What else happens? Past caring, really. I don't even remember this shot. I must have been nodding off.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember this. There's a shot of this guy in the ship. What happened? What does he do?
Because Sol and May are back on the ship, and he comes behind her, and he starts sniffing the droid, and he sniffs the air. And as he's sniffing the air, he notices that her scent, see right there, the scent on that is not May's scent.
Yeah. And I mean, also the burnt bangs would probably.
Yeah.
The stench.
So the Jedi gerbil is more powerful than Sol because Sol doesn't notice that it's May, but the gerbil.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
shocking twist.
Yeah.
He could be the key to this episode, this plot.
He's actually a Jedi master in disguise.
He is. He's a Jedi master of the Nasal Academy.
Yeah. The Force is strong with his nose. You should have seen with Yoda, where Yoda's like, I sense something.
Your farts smell different.
Burnt hair, I smell.
Yeah. Land of the Lost, 1974. Was that the one with like dinosaurs in it? And they often used like footage from other shows to cut to the shots of dinosaurs. Am I right in thinking that?
I've only ever seen the
3 seasons
Will Ferrell movie.
Because they did a movie, didn't they?
Yeah, you're right. They did. How about that?
There were 3 seasons, 43 episodes, roughly 27 minutes.
What extraordinary beings we are.
Can we
passed away in April, poor guy.
Oh, so it was a while ago.
18th of April 24.
And Mr. Candy, thank you so much for the super chat. I want to see the opening credits for Land of the Lost, so I'm just looking for any excuse basically not to talk about the Acolyte, really.
You see the death of our despair.
I feel like I've got nothing left to say.
This dialogue's great, man.
What does he say? Let me see.
You see the death of our despair.
Yeah, do you? Fucking hell. Well, that's very insightful where Star Wars fans are concerned.
Exactly. He knows the fans
of despair. Yes, indeed.
Exactly.
We do see it.
I'm gonna quote on Twitter. The Star Wars fans, you see the death of our despair.
I want to see the Land of the Lost opening credits. Let's get these up. Have a look.
Yeah, so we don't know. Is he trying to turn Osha to a Sith? I mean, he still wants his pupil.
That's in my mind. It's like they're going to be stuck on the planet for a period of time. And stuff's going to happen. I don't know. Does anyone care really? I mean,
was that last scene? Was that post credits? I don't remember seeing.
No, that was.
What was he doing there? Was he
covering? Yeah, he's just covering up with a cape, and then we got 7 minutes of all these credits.
Okay, so of more interest, here is Land of the Lost. Hang on, wait, let me. What am I doing now? Got the wrong screen open here. Oh, for fuck's sake! I've shared the screen, but I can't find the actual screen that I've shared. As strange as that may seem.
Too many tabs open.
I've just got to hang on. I don't want to close this amazing shot of this woman with this strange emu thing, which I feel should be the next creature on Star Wars. So
this part's right here, holding to your neck, and the entire fan base just wants to go.
Okay, I got it. Right, here we go. Okay, there we go. Right, so you probably won't be able to hear it. But that's okay. Oh, it's got a kind of like yokel. Oh, it's got a song in the credits.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I do remember this show. I do remember this because they oh, look at those effects.
The production.
Is this episode 6 of the Acolyte?
Because they did an animated. There was a cartoon version of this.
Still looks better than She-Hulk.
Croft presents Land of the Lost.
Wow.
Damn, I mean, the special effects are on par with the Acolyte. Oh, I've suddenly woken up. Starring Wesley. Does Wesley not have a surname? Just Wesley?
Why didn't they eat him for? Why is it? Sure.
These are the credits. It's like an animated dinosaur from a Chewits commercial,
Rawr.
like the dinosaurs from that Robocop commercial. You know,
Don't
SUX, but oh, brilliant.
looks at
Land of
the camera too.
I don't, you know, I feel like I could endure more episodes of that than I could endure the Acolyte, quite frankly.
Mhm.
That looks quite fun. Any child of the 70s knows Land of the Lost. Well, yeah, but it wasn't
Apart from me.
it was shown in the UK, but not like that. Wasn't like I think it was shown like one time. I remember the animated version of that. There was an animated cartoon. Can't remember if it had the same title. It was the same thing. It was like a family on a raft. Suddenly the river turned wild and they went through a tunnel, and the next thing you know, they're in the land that time forgot. So who remembers the land that time forgot?
Yes.
God.
I went to see The People That Time Forgot at the cinema. It was the sequel.
I mean, the land that
Doug
time
McClure.
forgot. That's a film. I think I've got the poster for it here. Let me just check. Hang on,
Doug McClure et al.
because it was my screensaver for quite a while. The land. Hang on, the land that time forgot. There was a massive poster of it near my school on this huge billboard, and I always got excited when we went past because we'd have to go to it to go to the sports field to play football, and I was like, oh yeah, we're going to go past that cool poster again. And then the day it got taken down, I was really upset. It was there for like months, and you know they put it there deliberately because they knew it was right near the school. So target market. And hang on, let's get this poster up. My Google, so rubbish. I should never have let those people from Norton access my computer, should I? Yeah, this isn't the UK poster. This is the American one, which is just, I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah. Dan Candy, if you haven't seen this, oh, look, mate, you're showering me with gifts. That's so nice. The effects are silly. The scripts are surprisingly smart. Give it a try. All right, in honor of your super chat, sir, I will track down and watch an episode. But if you haven't seen The Land That Time Forgot, you should. You should see it. I could say the same thing about this. The effects are a mixed bag, shall we say? But it's a pretty good story. I love the idea of them ending up on a Nazi submarine and then, you know, them being with the Nazis kind of thing. And it's cool. A remake of this with decent special effects would be really good.
Really good.
Yeah. But
have you seen the sequel, Lance? Have you seen the...
Yeah, the sequel was a bit pants, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
all right. Didn't have a submarine in it. So,
No.
yeah. I mean, if you're going to do a sequel to Land That Time Forgot, and the first film's got a submarine in it, the second film better have some kind of like super cool Nazi tank that gets attacked by dinosaurs. Otherwise, it's not going to be as good, is it?
Yeah, I think it's just got a biplane, hasn't it?
Yeah, which is like, you know, that was
I do have to say, Lance, certain people on Twitter, certain people are just like, well, you know, Leslie Headland and the Acolyte, this is equal, if not better than Duel of the Fates with Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Obi-Wan. Let's calm down, guys. I mean, it's some decent choreography, but let's not act like this episode was matching episode 1. As much as that's a flawed film, but Qui-Gon Obi-Wan Darth Maul, that fight scene. This is not that.
Oh, that's the British Cinema poster, by the way. That one there. Keith is upset. He says he's done unless we're going to talk about the cheerleaders. I'm out of here. Well, we might mention them again later. I've always wanted this poster. I've always wanted to have that framed in my room. I do like the American one though. Was there a giant octopus in it? Grandad, I don't think there was there?
I don't think so, no.
I think that's a bit of overselling there.
There was in Warlords of Atlantis.
Yeah, this feels like, is that a double bill poster? Could that be? No, it's not, but because they've got like the diving bell, and there wasn't a diving bell in Land That Time Forgot either, was there?
No.
I don't think so. I saw Warlords of Atlantis at the cinema. Now, here's something funny, right? Last time I checked, the director of this movie was still alive.
Blimey.
I think either the director or the producer. So let me just check. Kevin Connor, born in 1937, and he's still alive. Still alive. So I did some searches for him, and I was trying to find him to see if we could get him on the channel, because he did. I think he did a series of those films. I think he might have done the To the Center of the Earth one as well. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Land at Time. Yeah, At the Earth's Core. That's the one I meant. He did At the Earth's Core. The People That Time Forgot, and he directed Warlords of Atlantis.
Oh, there you go.
Arabian Adventure. That movie was not good. Do you remember Goliath Awaits? That was good with Christopher Lee. The miniseries about the boat that sank. And this is all obviously Acolyte relevant. So by that I mean more interesting than Acolyte. Yeah, this entire series is on YouTube. It's really good. About this ship that gets sunk in World War II, and a load of people survive, and they end up kind of having like a community on board the ship, and it's all like run by Christopher Lee, and Frank Gorshin, who played the Riddler in Batman originally, is in it. And yeah, but it's a good little movie. That I quite like the storyline. It was quite good. Anyway, back to the Acolyte.
Someone showed a picture, Lance, of after she got her haircut, she looks up and her face melts off. You know, because we understand a laser sword at 5,000 degrees this close to your face probably would be fine, but
yeah, I mean, what's it like? Seven Jedi get killed in that episode, right? 7.
Yeah.
We feel connected quite strongly to one of them, the Padawan, the little girl. So I definitely was like, oh, and I just thought that they were going to keep her alive, because she was kind of being set up as Osha's love interest.
Yeah.
So it would be quite cool actually if there's a scene where Osha finds her body in the next episode and she cries. That would be quite good. That'd be quite emotional. Who thinks this bird, if I can get, should be
somebody quoted Beetlejuice when Cord gets his neck snapped. I've seen this scene about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it.
I think this bird should be a character in the Acolyte. Look at its acting ability. It's fantastic, isn't it?
My God.
Yeah. This definitely needs to be in the Acolyte, this thing.
You can smell the Sith.
It would be quite funny, wouldn't it, if the camera widened and you suddenly saw that this bird was basically an arm puppet, and this woman had her hand up like an animatronic thing. Sorry, that wasn't particularly Acolyte related, but
well, I think I put back a screen.
It's that kind of day.
I think one screenshot means that it's not a good show, but when he's blocking, Cord's blocking with the gold saber, which is one thing the prequels really never did. You never seen gold sabers. It sucks. Like the show had there's infinite potential they could have done. That's the real tragedy, is because they pepper little nuggets of like what could have been.
I think the reason that we didn't get an ensemble cast of actors, and they could have been unknowns, unknown. There's lots of really good, talented unknown actors out there that would have auditioned for this show and done. This is episode 5, right? So they would have done 5 episodes of the Acolyte. Let's say each episode takes a week to film. That's optimistic. But let's say you're on call for, I don't know, let's say 8 weeks. All right. You're on call for 8 weeks. You're doing 5 episodes of the show, but on the 5th episode, you're all going to get killed. So we're going to pay you 40,000. So that's is that 5K a week? That's above and beyond regular minimum rates. So parity across the board. So 40 grand. 7 actors, well, 6 technically, because you've already got your Padawan and your soul guy. So that's 6 actors that they could have invested in and had them as actual characters, not big characters, just like the Marines in Aliens. Like I said, a scene each in the episodes leading up to their death, just so we kind of get to know them a bit. They're not just another person in a brown robe, you know. And then when this episode would have happened, it would have proper kicked us in the balls. It would have been powerful. It would have been palatable. You know, something would have. Yes, something would have happened. I think we would have had some good Star Wars there. Seems like it seems like this was the best idea that somebody came up with in the writers' room. All these people are going to die in this episode. Great, everyone said, but no one thought about how we can give weight to that. You know, how we're going to make that really difficult for the audience. Well, okay, we've got to get to know these people so that when they lose them, they're not just kind of red shirt, you know, Jedi characters. So that's what we got. I think it would have been more effective if they'd been supporting characters. We could have had it. They can afford it. You know what I mean? It's not like red shirts dying. Well, that's my point, Professor R2, is if these guys have been supporting characters right the way through the show up to the point that they had all been killed, this episode would have been 10 times more powerful than it was. Because when the little Padawan got killed, I was a bit like, oh, fucking hell. I thought she was going to make it somehow. I thought she was going to get on board the ship, you know. She'll be all right. She's a Jedi. Yeah. Dan Candy. Mate, you've been very generous with the super chats tonight. Land of the Time, forgot watch party. Yeah, we should do that. Should definitely do that. I want the Blu-ray of that film, actually. Have you watched that recently, Fandad? Land of the Time, forgot.
I haven't. I've been trying to find it, but it's the only thing I can find is the people that Time forgot.
Do you remember the scene with the pterodactyl?
Yes.
They actually hung like a massive pterodactyl on a crane.
I was going to say, was that on a crane?
It was on a crane, and I saw some behind the scenes footage of it once.
Yeah.
And they just kind of moved the crane around, and at one point it had to sort of like scoop up this person and carry them up to the nest to get eaten by. And of course, they didn't really have the effects to do that properly. But we barely got more than 20 minutes of screen time with the ones that did die. That's true. Sandy, haven't seen you for ages. How are you doing? Here, so Dan Candy says it's on Tubi. Yeah, we don't get Tubi in the UK. Can't watch films on Tubi in the UK, I don't think. I've tried. No, I can't. It's not a legitimate platform over here, is it?
I don't think so.
No. So, what's this Acolyte thing that everyone's talking about? I don't know. That's other streams, mate. We're talking about Dallas Cowboy, cheerleaders, emus, and anything but the Acolyte, if we can help it. Oh, my God. Look, I'm getting loads of super chats tonight. I had like a really cool Hollywood star on earlier. And I was expecting like lots of people to be jumping on that stream, but everybody's coming here. This is very kind. Sandy Q, apologies for my absence. Work is trying to kill me. Come over to the UK. Come for a break, and I'll show you around London. Hey, Atom. Okay, all right, we've had that already. So, yeah. Oh, it's Darth Plato in here somewhere. I must have missed him. House of Dragon is already doing that. Everyone dies. Yeah. But letting us, we're getting to know the people in House of Dragon. Even, right, okay, here's a good example, right? So, last episode of House of Dragon, when the guy got caught who committed the assassination of the prince and the rat catcher, we had 2 big scenes of dialogue with them, actually 3. There was the initial one with Matt Smith and the Gold Cloak. Then there was one with the Gold Cloak and the Rat Catcher planning the mission. And then there was one with the Gold Cloak and the Rat Catcher on the mission. Probably about 12 lines tops between the 2 characters. And even though they're not characters you particularly cared for, and they were bad guys, you still knew who they were. They were still people in that world. They weren't like just kind of nameless Jedi brown shirts. Do you know what I mean? It's yeah.
You knew what they were
no,
about.
don't sweat that at all, man. Don't sweat that at all. Sorry, Fandad.
That's all right. The two characters, I haven't seen the second episode yet. I was going to rewatch the first series. Well, I know.
Sorry, man.
No, I guess exactly what's coming to them is probably what they deserve. But yeah, the pair of them, you knew exactly who they were and what they were about, and what they were capable of. And it came as well. It was a little bit shocking, but it was no surprise at what they actually got up to when they pulled the deed off that they were sent to do. There was no surprises, really.
So I'm a little bit confused, and I want to clarify something here with people that have read the book about House of Dragon. My understanding of the entire series of House of Dragon is that the storyline of House of Dragon is an appendix in another book that gives you a background on a certain period of history. It's not a book unto itself. Now, am I wrong about that? Is it an appendix in another Game of Thrones book, or have they actually brought out a book that is just House of Dragon and expanded it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. What?
Well, no, yeah. Like there's no book called House of the Dragon.
No, so it's an appendix. It's an appendix in one of the other books, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically
claims to have seen the book in the library. Well, if the book exists, and it's going to be on Amazon, isn't it? So let's have a look.
Well, because it's based on the book called Fire and Blood. That's what the book is. But like Damon's Rogue Prince, it's like
Fire and Blood. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
I'd say because House of Dragon is the adaptation of Fire and Blood, but you know.
All right, let's have a all right, so it's based on the book House of Fire and Blood. So the book Fire and Blood is about this period of history in Westeros.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Fire and Blood. So let me have a look at this book then. Obviously this is still Acolyte relevant because we're comparing something that's really good to something that's really shit. Oh yeah, here we go. Bestseller. All right, so if I want to know how it ends, and is this book a self-contained story, or is there going to be a whole load of books and we're going to have to wait? So is this book a bit like it's a historical document, effectively? Yeah. So feels like I seem to recall that the plot for House of Dragon originally came from a backstory appendix for his earlier history on Westeros. Feels like that's now been expanded into a book. Moonraker Watch Party.
Well, that's basically what Fire and Blood is. Fire and Blood is an appendices of it's almost like the Silmarillion, Lord of the Rings.
If I'm going to do, by the way, if I'm going to do a Bond watch party, it's going to be The Spy Who Loved Me. I'll tell you now. So you know, because I always have The Spy Who Loved Me handy. Sorry, Blue. I was getting distracted by super chats. I was getting distracted by those painful super chats that pay for my internet bill. Sorry, make your point again, sir. I was rambling.
Oh no, I'm just saying, Fire and Blood is basically like an appendices. It's an unofficial history book in the world of Game of Thrones. So they are trying to cement some things as canon for the show, and it's like a whole bunch of what ifs too. And that's, I guess, kind of the fun of it. From what I've been told, people who read the book is it's like an unreliable narration.
Oh God, yeah. Tomorrow I'm mustn't forget, I'm going to see my friend Chantel. So as soon as I get up in the morning, I'm going to meet a friend for lunch tomorrow. It's going to be nice. Yeah, I may or may not be on the. I will be moderating the drinker stream. That doesn't start till 9 o'clock, does it? So I'll be back in time for that. Yeah. Okay. Well, so predictions. So where's the ship gone? The big thug was.
Well, we don't know. We're assuming back to Coruscant.
Right. So I reckon she's going to try and get in the Jedi Temple, she'll try and murder some people. There might be some kind of confrontation. There might be like, were the Jedi ordered to go there to kill those witches? Really? Is this the one time they did a bad thing? I know a lot of people are dead set against that as a plot narrative. I actually don't mind that maybe the Jedi committed a sin back in the day, because if the Jedi is a religious order, it's like any religious order. Every religious order has got a few bad apples. I mean, Catholic Church, hello. So I don't mind that as a plot device. I don't, as long as it's not like undermining the entire narrative of the Jedi. They can have done something bad once that they covered up one time along the time.
I agree.
Far away.
Nobody expected the Jedi Inquisition.
No.
Well, not to mention how many Jedi turned into Sith, which that's the point of the prequels. Even I mean, Dooku was Jedi. I mean, Anakin was a Jedi. Like Jedis have fallen to the dark side before.
At the end of the episode, are they really going to leave behind all their fallen comrades? Because they just left bodies strewn about that forest and buggered off back to Coruscant.
Okay, I'm just going to read this out again because Dan Candy said he couldn't hear. The big thug, WS, I'm assuming that means was and doesn't mean water sports. The big thug was tortured for 13 days before dying. Which big thug? Who's he talking about? Oh, right. Keith, funny you should mention Kelly's Heroes because I watched it last night. I watched it on honor of Donald Sutherland last night. Do you know what? It's so good. Just love that film. I think I watch it at least once a year now, usually. Yeah. So, okay, Chris, what's your rating for this out of 10? This episode?
I mean, for an Acolyte show, it's a good choreographed show. I would give it, for the Acolyte, not as a TV show, but I'd probably say like a 7 out of 10 just because of the fight scenes. But I mean, dialogue's awful, the plot's awful, but I love fight scenes, and it is good choreography for, especially from the Disney era. I mean, my God, 7, 8, and 9, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, they're all just terrible fight scenes. This is the best fight scenes that Disney has given us since, and even after 5 episodes of The Acolyte. So I'm only giving The Acolyte 7 out of 10, but not like, I still wouldn't recommend this show. And most of these fight scenes, people are probably just going to YouTube them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I rated it earlier, but we've got other people that have tuned in now. I always score a show like this on the things that are positive. I give it 2 for the fight scenes because they were inventive and quite good, although I would have preferred to have seen more in terms of like the angles and stuff, and less trees in the way, that kind of thing. But there were some cool things that went on, like light force pull into a lightsaber, that kind of stuff.
In the way the trees fell too, that was cool.
That was all cool. So 1 point for the twist, because I didn't see the twist coming, and I normally always see twists coming. I was quite disappointed in myself that I didn't see that coming. 1 for the twist. I got up to 5 last time. What were the other things I said that were okay? No, I'm back to
moths.
3. What?
Giant moths and gerbils.
No. Those are all minuses.
No.
I mean,
cheap haircuts.
No, it was special. Nothing for. I mean, some of the acting was okay. So I guess 1 for the good acting for Soul, and the Padawan I think is good. Leroy's given Dan Candy his proxy 10 out of 10. So I got up to 5. I got up to 5 last time. So this is not a compliment, but this is the strongest episode so far without the long-term substance to back it up. I honestly could have written a better plot for this kind of movie in my sleep.
Oh yes.
And I suggested a narrative for that at the beginning of the stream. If anyone wants to go back and rewatch it, you can hear my thoughts on what they should have done for a story for this show. So maybe I'll do a How We Fix the Acolyte stream at some point, if I can be asked. Fandad, what would you give it out of 10?
I was toying with a 6, but I think I'll go for a 5. I'll just give it pretty average.
It scored the highest yet. So
Yeah, mainly because of the choreography and the fights, and like you said, the force push and pull, and
yeah,
the fights were quite exciting.
yeah.
The dialogue was just awful again. There was no
Oh,
sort of sense to any of it.
I gave them. I know what the other 2 points were. I gave them 1 point for killing the guy that was super annoying, and 1 point because I didn't see the death of the Padawan coming. So I thought that character was going to survive. So yeah. So those are my.
Can I ask, in my ignorance, what the twist actually was? Was it the guy?
The twist being the guy who was the Sith.
Oh,
We discussed who we thought that was going to be last week.
right.
And we both thought it was going to be either one of the mothers or some sort of descendant or connection to Darth Maul somewhere.
I think I already knew. I'd heard. I think it was on one of the drinkers streams.
Right. Somebody had
The
probably
open bar. They said they
Okay.
thought it was the young guy from the
right.
the guy with the poison.
Yeah.
And then when he when he sort of squared up to the camera and you could see his frame, it sort of made sense because he's quite slight, isn't he? I know you said it looked like it might have been a female, but I thought, no, that's got to be him because he's quite bony.
It would have been great if it was the fat Jedi, and that would have been the fat boy Jedi.
That would have been class.
He sort of like morphs,
sort
of morphs like putty or something.
Just
all right. Well,
Yeah.
That's episode 5 of the Acolyte. We segued onto a number of other far more interesting topics. So woof woof woof. That's my other dog impersonation. Fandad, you got anything you want to plug, mate?
No, not really. I was going to ask you if you had seen Bottom Exposed documentary.
Bottom Exposed. Is that about Rick Mail?
Yeah. It's been out a couple of months, I think. I watched it.
I have not. Is it good? It does.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty good. Yeah, it's quite heartfelt. Yeah. There's a lot of sort of new and old comics on there as well.
I saw. Oh, okay. I see it on IMDb here. I saw Bottom on stage. I saw him do it on stage, and I also saw Rick and Adrian Evanson do Waiting for Godot, and they did it exactly like
that's mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were
there's a couple of clips.
We're waiting for Godot, and it's just like the characters they played.
Yeah.
Eddie Hitler. We lost Alexei Sale recently, didn't we?
Really?
I think so. I think he didn't he go last? Yeah. No. Oh, he's still alive. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Robbie Coltrane. I'm getting him mixed up with Robbie Coltrane. So sorry, Alexei Sale. I'm glad you're still with us. God, thank God Enzo's not here. We're getting upset with me. So, Blue, you got anything you want to plug, man?
I mean, yes. Tomorrow, I want to go see Horizon. I mean, I'll talk to you about maybe depending on your schedule, wouldn't mind doing like a live reaction video because
Costner's new one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited to see this film.
That looks really good.
It does look really good. It looks amazing. And I think I did have the trailer for it here, but I took it out. Every time I was going to show it like after every stream. I showed it after a couple of streams, and every stream got flagged for copyright. And I'm like, trying to plug your film here so people go and sit in the cinema.
No, I definitely want to talk about it. I mean, it's going to be. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess that's it for us on this very hot Wednesday.
We talked way longer than we needed to.
My shirt is stuck to me. My elbows are like sliding on the table here. It is the proper Betty Swallocks here in the UK. That's it from us. If you haven't checked out the interview that I did earlier with actor Jose Zuniga, you should definitely check it out. He was absolutely fantastic. He's going to come back. We're going to do a special on Alive with him and one other cast member from Alive. It's going to be really interesting. He was a wonderful guest. He said he'd could only do an hour, but he actually stayed on for like 85 minutes. So we had a great chat with him. It was something really special. We are back on Sunday with Band of Brothers. That's going to be sometime between 8 and 9 o'clock. I'm not sure of the exact time, but it'll be between 8 and 9 because I'm going to be a bit tight on time when I'm coming back. So hopefully not too late. Great to see some of the regulars return. Is it really hot there, or are you just whinging? No, it is. It's sweltering here. I don't know what temperature it is, but it's warm. It's definitely warm. We've all got the windows open and stuff, so we're all getting eaten alive by mozzies. Dan's in Texas. Yeah. So I'm just going to say a big thank you to the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader who sent me that lovely message. You know who you are, and I really appreciate it. That was very, very kind to send me that message. So it just goes to show I should plug that show more often on my channel. Great. Thanks to the people tuning in. Thanks to the people for the various comments. We're going to love and leave you now with this important message